What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we're here to take a look at one of my favorite cars. This is the 2021 Mercedes-AMG GT Roadster. Now, if you've been with this channel for a while, you'll know that I've reviewed the GTR Coupe, the GTR Roadster, and the GTC Roadster as well. So this might be my last review of the GT lineup, as this is currently being redesigned and I wasn't able to get my hands on the AMG GT Black Series, which is just sick and deserves a video on its own right. So this car is referred to as the Stealth Edition. It's finished in a beautiful Designo graphite grade Magno paintwork and features a black Napa leather interior. This car is just stunning and curvaceous at any angle that you look at it. I've had it for a week now and it just is attention grabbing. People stop me everywhere I go in this vehicle. It makes you feel like a superhero. So as shown, this is $149,000. Today, I want to get into the exterior and interior details of this AMG GT Roadster and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. So naturally, I want to start off the review at the front of this gorgeous AMG GT Roadster. There's a lot going on in terms of overall design and engineering as well. So the first thing that you guys are obviously going to notice is how long the hood is. This thing is miles long. I mean, it makes long roads short. It probably takes up at least half of the car. So underneath this hood is a glorious 4-liter bi-turbo AMG power plant. And it's done in a special configuration. It's called the hot inside V configuration because the turbos have been placed in the valley of the V. This is a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 with the turbo sitting in between the cylinder banks. So there are a couple key benefits to that. First of all, you're getting a compact and efficient design, but most importantly, there's near zero pressure loss or turbo lag because the compressed charge from the turbo has an extremely short distance to travel from the turbo to the cylinder banks. So that's giving you linear acceleration in this vehicle, and you can truly feel the difference there. Another major factor here is that the AMG GT implements the use of a dry sump lubrication system. So that eliminates the use of the traditional oil pan. That's why the profile of the hood is so low, because removing that oil pan has allowed them to drop the engine by 2 inches, giving you nice looks up front here, but also positively impacting your center of gravity with that low profile. In addition to that, this car features AMG dynamic engine mounts. Well, what are those and how do those impact the driving characteristics? Well, the engine mounts allow the vehicle to handle sharper. It gives you a sharper sensation when behind the wheel. How does it do that? Those dynamic engine mounts are filled with a magnetoreological fluid that are subjected to a magnetic field by the use of an electromagnet. That electromagnet allows the magnetoreological fluid to change the fluid's viscosity and the yield strength, thus allowing the fluid to change the way it's able to transmit force, giving you exceptionally crisp handling. Now, in addition to all of that, this is truly a mid-front engine configuration vehicle. A lot of people forget that. This is a mid-engine vehicle because the power plant sits well behind the front axles. That's going to help you with your ideal weight distribution. That, and in combination with the dual clutch transmission, which has been rear mounted, gives you exceptional handling. So that dual clutch transmission is 7 speeds and gives you quick shifting capability by the use of 2 shafts. You have 1 shaft for your even gears, 2, 4, and 6, and another shaft for your I gears, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So when you're in one gear, the other shaft already has the next gear pre-selected for you for a rapid shift time. So you have your power plant mounted behind the front axle, and then your rear mounted transaxle gives you the overall ideal weight distribution of 47% to the front and 53% to the rear. So there are a lot of factors going on here that are giving this AMG GT exceptional handling. 523 horsepower, 494 pound-feet of torque, connected to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. 0 to 60 is occurring in just 3.7 seconds for this vehicle. And the acceleration in this car is just truly amazing. Now we can finally get back to the aesthetics of the vehicle. Coming up front, of course, you have LED headlamps, and then you have this massive, aggressive Panamericana grille with the Mercedes-Benz star in the middle here. I really love the GTs that feature this Panamericana grille. The first couple years didn't have that, and it kind of makes the car look soft after you see this version. Of course, you have gloss black accents with AMG design styling below here for your radiator intakes. Nice and massive, just gives this car a nice and overall mean, aggressive look, which matches the characteristics of the rest of the vehicle. Taking a look at the side profile, there's some things I want to talk to you about first that you can't see, meaning the car's frame. The frame is composed of 97% aluminum, and the remaining 3% go towards polymers and magnesium. They want to keep this car as light as possible. So 97% aluminum is fairly high. There's even aluminum for the windshield surround. Typically on cars, that's made out of steel. So they want to keep the weight as light as possible. This is one of the highest points of the car. They went ahead and made that aluminum. Now, remember I said there's a percentage of magnesium. That goes to the radiator support, which sits ahead of the front axle. So the radiator sits on top of that, and it's made out of magnesium to keep it as light as possible. That's going to reduce the amount of inertial forces in front of that front axle. So it's all about maintaining the car's capability to handle exceptionally well. Now, back to the exterior. Isn't the side profile of this car just absolutely gorgeous? It's curvaceous, it looks extremely muscular, and has those classic GT and Roadster proportions with that long hood and then that short tail. Now, of course, this is the AMG GT Roadster. I have to talk about the soft top. That can be raised or lowered in just about 11 seconds at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. Just hold the lock button, it goes up nice and quick. It's that simple. And as you can see, you can hardly see any of the supporting structure for the soft top, which just looks amazing whether it's up or down. So I'll go ahead and drop it by pressing the unlock button. The process repeats itself, and it's just amazing to me how quickly it's able to do this. And these components here look like miniature bat wings that retract and go back down. It's just a cool car overall. Now, when it comes to the side profile, you also might notice against this matte paintwork, you do have gloss black accents. That is the AMG night package. So it's gonna gloss out these fins here and your mirrors as well, but overall it just looks excellent. You also have a black finish on your wheels. The wheels feature a staggered setup. You have 19 inches up front and 20 inches in the rear, both fitted front and rear with AMG brake components that have been cross-drilled and internally ventilated. And they really just give you that performance and sense of confidence when you mash your foot down on the brake. It really brings this car down to a stop extremely quickly. But if that's not enough, carbon ceramic brakes are available as an option. If you're gonna track this vehicle, I would recommend go ahead and spend the extra several grand and get those carbon ceramic brakes. Again, coming towards the back of the car, you have a really short tail here, and then it just really exaggerates how long that hood is here. So when you sit in the car, it's almost like you're sitting on the rear axle. That's how far back you are. It's giving me Dodge Viper vibes. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. When you take a look at the GT Roadster from the back, you can really have an appreciation for its stance. It really just shows you how wide this vehicle is. Now, of course, the soft top sits behind the rear seats, but flows nicely into the overall car's shape. So the soft top flows nicely into the shape of the trunk. The trunk lid features an integrated spoiler, which can be raised or lowered by the push of a button inside the cabin. Now, don't be one of those guys who goes around sitting in traffic with the spoiler raised. It only looks cool when you're at speed. Coming lower, you have blade-like LED tail lamps, GT and AMG badging, and an AMG performance exhaust system, which sounds glorious and has been finished with quad tailpipes done in gloss black to match the overall stealth look of this vehicle. Let's go ahead and have a listen to this performance exhaust system. All right, guys, so we are finally behind the wheel of the AMG GT Roadster. Isha, what do you think about this car?
Well, first and foremost, I think it looks awesome. From the exterior to the interior, the only thing that I would not like if I had this vehicle is for it to be blacked out.
Right, right.
And I know that is because it is the stealth edition.
Yep.
Okay, but other than that, I think they did a great job with incorporating the outside inside. I look for those type of details. They didn't
it's not over styled.
Yeah, on the interior, you got your sleek lines, your curves. Some diamond stitching here and there, carbon fiber, Alcantara.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Yep. So you're getting high quality materials here, as you'd expect from Mercedes-Benz. Black leather on the top here. Carbon fiber trim, looks nice around the air conditioning vents and in the center consoles here. Now, if you take a close look, you'll notice there are 4 buttons on either side of the console. That's symbolic of the car's V8 power plant.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty neat, pretty thoughtful. Underneath here, you do get USB ports and 2 cup holders as well. So I love the carbon fiber trim here. It really looks nice.
Not to mention this air scarf is perfect for a cold day like this. Allows you to still ride with the top down.
Exactly.
And of course my butt warmers.
Yep, so the seats, these aren't those racing seats. So, you know, as far as comfortability is concerned, you get what you would expect from a racing seat, right? You're gonna feel the bumps. It's a little bit firm, but it's not too bad.
Right, right.
The steering wheel, this is the AMG steering wheel. Of course, it's done in Alcantara gloss black accents because this is the Stealth Edition. So what's done in black here, Isha, is usually done in silver in other AMG vehicles, but since this is the Stealth Edition, they just blacked it out, including the shift paddles behind the steering wheel. Now, of course, I do have a fully integrated thin film transistor display here, which is easy to see in all types of lighting conditions. Since this is a convertible, that is really important.
Can you tell me anything about the tech in the vehicle?
So as far as tech is concerned, this does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's not wireless though. They're working on the next generation version of this vehicle, and I expect it's going to have a lot more tech, right, as far as that's concerned. So I do wish the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto was wireless. This isn't a touchscreen, even though it looks like it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not a touchscreen. You know, the AMG GT's been out for a while now. It was actually the first car we reviewed on this YouTube channel ever. So that's almost like 6 years. So it's not going to have the latest, but expect the next generation to have it.
But in general, it's just a cool car.
It is a cool car in general. So what it doesn't have in tech, quite frankly, the person going after this car is not going to care about.
Right.
Honestly. What they will care about is the performance. And this car delivers on that. The handling on this car is spot on. I mean, really, the way it hugs the road and just the overall experience. I mean, once you're in this cockpit, it's like, it makes you feel like you're in a fighter jet, right? Let me downshift a little bit. It's got hold on to your butt status. Hold on to your butt. I mean, that AMG Performance exhaust is really just awesome. And the
I like
brakes,
that.
the brakes give you a sense of confidence that matches up with the power that's found in this vehicle.
People are probably looking at me like, what's going on over there?
Oh, they see the car, they know what's going on. Man, this is easily, guys, one of my favorite cars of all time. Just the way it sounds and handles. There's something that Mercedes-Benz does with their cars, even though they're turbo, they still sound awesome. You know, with the snaps and the crackles of the exhaust, Isha. For me, in a car like this, it's not always just about the speed, it's about the way it sounds and the way it makes you feel.
Yeah, you're a big sound person.
Yeah. I mean, guys, this car makes you feel like a superhero, you know, honestly. And
so is this equivalent to the
Batmobile? This is Batmobile status. That's factual. This is Batmobile status here. You know, I've given a couple people some rides in this car while I've had it, and it's just, they're like, thank you so much, my life has changed. And man, I get it, because the looks of this thing with the long hood and, you know, the cockpit, the sensation you get.
I equivalent the look of this car to, you know what, a bird.
A bird.
The head and the long, narrow front.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
The beak.
That's true. I mean, but for the performance you're getting, this is just, it's an incredible machine. Of course, you have stuff like the AMG Dynamic Select on the steering wheel, lets you choose which mode you want to drive in: Comfort, Individual, Sport, Sport Plus, even a race mode if you want that. Whether you want to drive it in automatic or manual, that's up to you. I always do it in manual because it's an AMG GT. Just the sound, man. I can't get enough of that. And the weight distribution, again, we mentioned how you have a mid-front engine configuration and then you got the rear transaxle, and that just helps with the handling of this vehicle. The handling is truly amazing. I mean, really. And of course, it's rear-wheel drive, power sent from the engine up front to the rear transaxle by the use of a carbon fiber drive shaft. So carbon fiber is incorporated in this car, not just to say it's there, but it's actually being used for weight-saving capability, right? A lot of cars just have this carbon fiber trim, not to save weight, but it's actually implemented in the structure of this car.
Oh, wow. So it'd be lighter, so it could go faster.
Right, right. So, I mean, the way they've engineered this car, I will say, you know, you have the GT, the GTC, the GTR Pro, or the GTR Roadster, the GTR Coupe, and of course the Black Series. The one negative about this car seems like they've made too many variations of it, right?
Oh, wow.
When you had the SLS Gullwing, you know, there was only a couple versions of that car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the GT, there's like 7 different versions of this car. And I'm hoping in the next generation that is something that they address to make it a little bit more exclusive. You know, once you water it down too much, it's not as special.
I see. So what's the other versions?
So we reviewed the GTR a while back. It was the bright green car that I drove. That's more like a racing version, right? This is more like the entry-level version. So
this one that we're in is entry level?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember if you rode in the GTR, but if you rode in it, you would understand why.
Okay.
So that version's a little bit more raw, right?
But this feels raw too.
It is, but there's different levels of rawness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, how do you like your steak, right? If this was a steak, I would say this is medium, right? The GTR is a bit more
raw.
It's a bit more rare.
Total bloody.
Right. And the Black Series is black and blue when it comes to steak. So,
gotcha.
You know, or blue, or whatever they referred that to. So it really depends on what you want. For daily use, you could probably drive this on the daily. It is raw to drive on the daily, but the capability is there. All right. Hold on to your butt. Oh, man.
And I'm frozen.
This car is just, it's incredible. It is, I love this car, honestly. Hold on to your butt.
Usually I don't have this much fun. I just be looking at you like you're crazy.
Oh man, this is an amazing machine. An amazing machine. So that's my thoughts on the GT Roadster. Isha, anything you want to close out with?
No, I think it's a good vehicle. If you were in the market for something like this, definitely, you know, go pick one up if you can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, Mercedes always does a good job. With,
I have to agree.
You know, with their entry level sports cars, just overall great execution.
Yeah, and the interior is just as nice as the exterior.
I would like to see it in a different color if possible, but I know that is possible.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yep.
You know.
All right, we'll leave it off there. What a magnificent machine. This is a piece of engineering art right here. And I'm truly excited to see what Mercedes-AMG has lined up for the next generation of the AMG GT. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments section. Are you digging the graphite gray paintwork with the gloss black accents and the black Napa leather interior? For me, it is the way this car sounds. It just sounds incredible. The snaps, crackles, and pops of that exhaust note are just truly to die for. If you're interested in obtaining a Mercedes or an AMG GT or any other model, please be sure to reach out to my friend Jessie Cannon-Wallace. I'll leave her information in the description box below. Until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.